Bienvenidos, mis amigos, and welcome to my channel. On this occasion, we are gonna learn how to make basic Spanish sentences with the verb ser. So please be sure to keep attention as we go along. Are you ready? Okay, let's get started. First sentence, we have here, I am a student. Very basic when we introduce ourselves, no? What do we do? If you have some previous knowledge, you know that I is translated by yo in Spanish. So that's the first word we have here, yo. Now it's followed by the verb to be, which is am, and in Spanish we use ser. So how do you say I am in Spanish? Yo, that's right. Yo soy. Yo soy. And then we want to say, what do we do? In English, we usually introduce an A before the occupation or profession we have. So in Spanish, actually, we say nothing. So we keep with yo soy. And then the occupation. Student in Spanish is estudiante. So the whole sentence would be yo soy estudiante. We can just ignore A, okay? So now please repeat after me. Yo soy estudiante. Very good. Now, next question. Sentence. Now let's make a negative statement. I'm not a teacher. We already know, was yo. You remember, sir, for yo? The right conjugation was soy. Soy. But what is happening here? Well, there is something special going on in Spanish. Whenever we make negative statements, first we start with no before the verb. So we place the pronoun yo, and then immediately there we need to place no. Yo no. And then it's followed by the verb. So in this case, soy. Yo no soy. Now repeat after me, please. Yo no soy. That's right. Yo no soy. Now, A. What did we say in the last sentence? We can just ignore it. Yeah, that's perfect. And teacher. How do we say teacher in Spanish? That's similar English word, which is professor, but in Spanish is pronounced profesor. So the whole sentence now is yo no soy profesor. Now say it, please. It's your turn. Very good. Next up, we have you are a teacher. You, the pronoun for the second person, is tú. Tú. Now we need the right conjugation for the verb to be, which is tú eres. That's right. Tú eres. Again, here we can just ignore a. Tú eres, and teacher, we already know, profesor. Then, tú eres profesor. Now, say it out loud. Very good. Next up, we have the same sentence, but in its negative form. So now I think you can do it yourself. So let's write you was tú. That's right. And here we have a negative sentence. And what did we say last time? That immediately after the pronoun, we use no. That's right, to know, followed by the verb to know it is, to know it is. Now, let me ask you, do you remember how to say I'm not? I am not? That's right. It was yo no soy. That's correct. A. How do we say A in Spanish? We say nothing, right? Yeah, we can just ignore this. And student, final. Tú no eres estudiante. Repeat after me, please. Tú no eres estudiante. Okay, very good. Now, for the third person, I have a name here. Juan, a very typical name in Spanish. Juan is a doctor. Juan stays Juan. In this case, we have the third person, so we need to conjugate the verb to be, ser, for the third person, which is very similar to English, actually. So we say Juan is. Juan is. And again, we can ignore a and doctor. Juan es doctor. Repeat after me. Juan es doctor. Very good. Okay, now, please, when I say ignore a, this applies only for sentences when you introduce your occupation or profession. Okay, in other contexts, of course, a has a translation, but to keep it simple right now, please ignore it for any profession you might name. Okay, now, oh, of course, we have the negative form that I think you already know how to do it, right? This is just one, then comes es, no, comes no. Juan no es doctor. Perfecto. Juan no es doctor. Very good. Next up. Okay, here we are leveling up the sentences here because we are adding a new word, which is your. So far, you know how to say he is. Can you say it, please? How do you say that? That's right. Él es. Él es. And now your sounds very similar to you, like the second person. Remember? Tú. And by coincidence, in Spanish, your is also translated by you. I mean, tú. Él es tú. Tú. Followed by friend, which I think everyone knows, and is amigo, right? Él es tu amigo. He's your friend. Now, it's your turn to say it. That's right. Él es tu amigo. Okay, now the negative form. I think this is very easy for you now. So, okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to do it yourself. Okay, time's up. And now, he, él, no, right? El no es tu amigo. Él no es tu amigo. If you do it like this, well, congrats. That's a good job. Now, it's time for questions. How do we say, is he your friend? So if you remember in Spanish, the positive statement was él es tu amigo, right? Just like English. He is your friend. Él es tu amigo. Okay, now in English, we have a shift in positions between the verb and the pronoun. We start with the verb, with is, followed by the pronoun he and your friend. Is he your friend? But is that the same in Spanish? Well, let's find out. We start with, actually, we start with the pronoun él, followed by the verb. Él es, and then the rest. Tu amigo. Él es tu amigo. That's right. In Spanish, when you make questions, we don't shift positions with the pronoun and the verb. We just keep the same structure as in the present, as in the positive statement. And the only thing that changes is the intonation. We say, él es tu amigo, like that. But like in English, you also do this change in intonation. Is he your friend? Same, but without changes. So if you know how to say a positive statement in Spanish, well, you just do the same for a question. Él es tu amigo. Now, please say it. That's right. Now, let's do the next sentence. Max is my dog. Max is my dog. Okay, Max is Max, same. Is Max is my. So we just learned that the possessive for your in Spanish was tu. Just exactly the same as the personal pronoun you, right? You and your is tu. But what about my? Would that be yo? Like I? Well, the answer is no. We have a different word, but it's very similar to the English one. And that's me. Instead of saying my, we say me. Max es mi perro. Max es mi perro. Now, say it out loud, please. Very good. Max es mi perro. If I wanted to say, Max is your dog, how would you say that? That's right. Max es tu perro. Perfect. Now, if we want to change this into a question, is Mike, is Max my dog? What do we do here? Is there any difference when we say a positive statement? Do you remember? Of course, there are no differences, right? We just keep starting our sentence or our question with the person, Max, or in this case, the name, Max, followed by the verb, is. Oops, there's a mistake here. Is Max is mi perro. That's right. Max is mi perro. Just exactly the same as the positive statement. Very good. Now, my name is Zach. This is a very basic statement to introduce ourselves. My, you already know how to say my. Then we say me. That's right. Mi name is nombre. Mi nombre. Mi nombre is. Remember how to say is? It's right. Very similar. Es. Mi nombre es, and then your name. In this case, mi nombre es Zach. Mi nombre es Zach. Perfect. Very simple. What about if we say your name? Your name is Zach, Zach, but not as a question, just as a positive statement. Your name is Zach. That would be, that's right, tú. Tu nombre es Zach. Now, if we want to make that into a question, what do? We just keep the same positive statement, right? Tu nombre es Zach, with a change in the intonation at the end of the sentence. That's right. And the final sentence for this video is my friend is Mexican. So according to what you have learned so far, I think you can do this yourself. Now, try it. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, are you ready? My was mi friend, amigo. Mi amigo es Mexican. How do we say Mexican in Spanish? It's very similar. I mean, the spelling is very similar, but the pronunciation, please here, pay attention, is mexicano. Mexicano, with that sound like H in English. Mexicano. Mexicano. And the name of that country, of course, is Mexico. Mexico. But in this case, we need mexicano. Okay, say it along, please. Mi amigo es mexicano. Very good. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you like it. If it was so, please give me a like and subscribe for more. See you soon. Bye bye.